Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry I haven't posted any videos, it's been a while. Just for starters, make sure you subscribe and check out my Instagram, Hot Rods, Guns, Cigars. I have pictures of what I'm going to show you, everything in here, and you can check that out as well if you want to see some still shots or whatever. So anyways, I purchased this new project in end of December last year, I believe. I had some health issues and then I didn't post it, then I got busy, and now I had more health issues that were more serious, so I'm finally making a video so I could show this, because the C5 is, I was going to do the heads, but it's been on the back burner because of this project, and this project's all taken apart. So here it is. This is a 2012 Chevy Caprice PPV. It's kind of hard, I'm in the garage with the door closed, so there's not a lot of room in this garage, and it's covered with all kinds of shit. So I put some Chevy SS wheels on it. It's got about 84,000 miles on it now. I bought it with like 83. It's got 6,000 idle hours. It's a former LAX police car from Los Angeles International Airport. It's got 6,000 idle hours on it, I believe. Yeah, that's a lot of idle hours. Cop cars have a lot of idle hours. I used to buy and sell cop cars a long time ago, back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Mostly Crown Vics. So anyways, this is a fun LS project. I'm an LS guy, so love LS projects. So anyways, this is what's going on right now. Yep, the engine's completely taken apart. So, quite the introduction, huh? Anyways, I was driving this thing home. I live in the mountains. I was going up a steep grade, and it ended up dropping a lifter, which is not surprising on these, as these have the DOD, the displacement on demand system, where it shuts off the cylinders or whatever that crap that GM puts in is. They do it for mileage, I guess, to get past some kind of rules and laws. So anyways, one of the popular things, first of all, this is a 6-liter engine, the L77. This is dropped the first lifter, I believe it was. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was. It would drop this one right here. So I replaced the lifters and the buckets in there for them. This thing, actually, let me show you the lifter that actually died. So this is the lifter that took a crap. Hopefully it focuses there. See if it there we go. So every other lifter has these springs on it, and then the original valley cover here has like these little solenoids on there, excuse me, with oil squirters, and that's gone. I replaced all that, and that's how these things get turned on and off. There's more detailed stuff online. You can just look it up, and that's how that works. But anyways, that's the lifter that shit the bed on me. So anyways, what happened was I was driving up the hill on the grade. I was going about 70 miles an hour. I wasn't really speeding. All of a sudden, all the lights came on, the warning lights, and I heard a loud ticking noise. I'm like, oh shit. I already knew. You know, the only thing I was disappointed was I didn't know it was going to drop so soon, but all the idle hours it has on it, I can't say that I'm surprised. So I pulled off the freeway immediately, stopped, turned it off, got out, pulled the hood open, turned it back on, and it ended up being in the very front right here, the noise, which is where the lifter, which is the lifter that dropped. Got it towed to the garage, took the valve covers off, started checking stuff, and I immediately noticed that one of the rocker arms was very loose, and the push rod and everything. So I'm like, well, there it is. So it only dropped one lifter, but when I did take the engine apart, I did find one of the cam lobes going flat because of a bad bucket on the other side, where a lifter had possibly spun, which is not surprising on these. So anyways, I'm in the middle of the DOD, this is called the DOD delete. So I made a list here of some stuff, maybe some tips for you guys that are doing a delete or haven't done it yet or whatever. This is gonna be a long-winded video, so if you want to forward, go ahead. If you want to leave, bye, whatever. Anyways, so right now the thing I got going on is a damper right here. I gotta cinch, it's installed, but I gotta cinch it down still. This is an automatic car, so I can't just put it in first gear like the C5 and crank it down, so I'm gonna have to get a little kit over there, stick a screwdriver in it, or I'll figure something out. It's not the first time, it won't be the last. The heads. So using the stock heads, I had them machined. I didn't have them ported or anything like that, but I did have LS springs put in because I'm going to be using a different cam. And I got new spring seals. The heads were resurfaced. I found some damage on the heads, a little bit, some pitting from something that had fallen in there. I don't know if it was a spark plug tip or something. And you can see some pitting on the pistons right here. Kind of hard to see. See if I can focus in on there. You can see a little bit of the pitting. I cleaned it up. It was sticking up, fouled a little bit down, cleaned it all up. And then when they resurfaced the heads, that took care of that. So grab that, and that's been resolved. Cleaned everything up already. The surfaces for the head gaskets. Put the new valley cover on, which deletes the solenoids and everything and plugs off where the oil squirts up. Got a new oil pressure sender. So here's another thing. Speaking of oil pressure, this car kept giving me a low oil pressure warning light, and I got a code. So one of the things that's very common on LS engines that I completely forgot about is the oil pickup tube ring. The O-ring on the oil pickup tube shrinks, and then it sucks air and you lose oil pressure on idle. And then it picks up again when you accelerate. So what I did is I did replace the oil pump because it had some miles on it, and you know, it's an old police car beat up a little bit. So I put the stock oil pump, which is high pressure, which is the same as the LS9 pump. Put a new O-ring in it. I did not drop the oil pan. A lot of guys drop the oil pan, but what I did is I didn't want to do that. I didn't feel like it because I don't have a lot of access in this garage and it's a pain getting under here. So what I did is I bought this little bracket kit. LS engines, a lot of them they only have one bolt that holds the oil pickup tube on. Well, there's 2 holes there for 2 bolts. So they sell this bracket kit that goes on the other pickup side of the pickup tube, and it bolts in there with a new bolt, and it holds it in better. So what I did is I got it out from the difficult side because that's how it's set up in here, and I put this bracket on the other side and utilized the other hole, so it held everything in. So it's the same thing. It's just I'm just using the opposite side with the bracket. So that's how I took care of that. If you want more info, just message me and I'll try to give you more info. And the bracket was like 20 bucks or whatever, 25 bucks. So that's that. I use Texas Speed. I love using Texas Speed. They have everything. Their staff is very knowledgeable. They also give a military and law enforcement discount. I think the discount is free shipping, which is pretty cool. Lifters were a pain in the ass to buy because of the coronavirus. A lot of the factories stopped working or whatever. So I was gonna get lifters. I still have a connection at the dealership because I worked for the dealers for over 10 years with Chevy. But I remembered that factory LS7 lifters are also known as shit the bed. So I was kind of leery about that. So Texas Speed in their kits, the only thing they offered was one set of cheaper style lifters. I called to find out what they were, and they were Eaton lifters. Eaton lifters are actually very good. I've used them before, and they last a long time. I've never had issues with Eaton lifters. I asked them why I sell them cheaper, and because they said they don't. I believe that one of the guys said they don't list the name or what they are, so they just put them in the kit, and they could get more of them or something. So I went with the Eaton lifters with the DoD kit, delete kit, Texas Speed. I replaced the chain, timing chain tensioner is a big must. It comes with a kit. It comes with the LS2 timing chain tensioner. The stock one cracked when I literally pushed on it with my fingers. It's got the LS9 oil pump, which is a factory oil pump. Put new oil pump bolts because one of them stripped. The head stripped is very difficult to take off, so I put new oil pump bolts. And then the cam. I went with a Summit the Summit 8719 cam. It's a stage 1 truck cam. It's the higher lift version. It's not a super huge donkey cam like you don't need a huge cam to make a lot of power. Okay, this car is gonna mostly stay kind of stock exhaust manifold, stock torque converter. I was gonna put the same cam that's in the C5, the sloppy stage 2, but I don't want to change all that stuff because of California smog and all that crap. So this car I'm gonna keep stock. Mostly, probably change the exhaust a little bit, some of it, but stock manifolds, converter, I'll put an intake, we'll do a tune and all that. The shift points will probably remain the same because the cam is a lower RPM cam, so it should make gobs of torque on the bottom. I think max power is about 6,000 RPM, maybe 5,900 or something like that, so I honestly don't even have to change the shift points, probably leave them stock. But the car will be tuned professionally. And other than that, I think that's about it. This is gonna be a fun project. I haven't finished. This car's been actually sitting here for a few months because of the health issues I've had. I've had some serious health issues, and this project's been on the back burner a little bit, but I'm dying to finish it up and put it back together. I have the head gaskets that are gone. The next thing that's gonna go is probably the after I get the damper put on, then I'll start putting the heads on and put everything out. Then I can put all the accessories on. And I'm gonna have to buy credits with HP Tuners and turn off the DoD system, because you have to do that. Otherwise, you're gonna get a code. One of those plugs, those wire plugs back there, connectors goes into this right here. This valley cover had a plug on it with I threw it away, the stock one. But here's all the parts right here. There's a mess here. My fans, radiator. The exhaust manifolds were so easy to pull out. That was super cool. You're gonna need to take those exhaust manifolds out if you're gonna take those heads off. It's a real pain if you don't, but the bolts are on top and they're easy to get to. So, and the exhaust manifolds pull right out. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to redo the headlights too. They're a little yellowed. I'll figure that out. I've done that before. Let me open the inside. There's not much to see. It's a PPV, nothing new. Put this junk over here. So yeah, I got my Tech 2 in there. It's in pretty decent condition. I put a console in it. It had no console, no cover. I found that on the Facebook group. Got a nice console for it for like $100 and something bucks. Here's the back. I reactivated the rear locks and some of that stuff. It did come with a seat. The factory seats, they're police seats, so they're kind of crappy. Reactivated the lock so you can unlock it now, and the windows as well, so you could open and close the windows. The guy who sold to me, I don't know if he painted it or he had a crap paint job done, but it's all painted, it's all black. It's pretty cool. He plugged off the holes for the spotlights. I had 2 spotlights. He did the trunk. I put SS wheels on it. I don't know if I already said that. I found some SS wheels in LA for real cheap for like $500, and they came with almost new tires. This guy had them off his SS. That was super low mileage. I think it was an 18 SS, I think, or a 17. I am gonna put SS springs, which will lower it a little bit. I still have the PPV wheels, the stock ones, the black Steelies, and I'll be going through this car. It'll be fun. This will be a fun project for cheap. These cars handle good and they're really fast, and so pretty much I'll catch you guys on the next one, and stay tuned for more videos, and just check out my Instagram. You'll see more pics, and I'll see you on the next one.